everything, except for the Game Boy games, but we ain't doing that today. Well, I can legitimately say I didn't realize it was quite this much when I opted to do this little project. But, yeah, I've got them separated. They're on two separate sets of shelves. So, wow, okay, let's start with the small pile. Alright, Super Mario Odyssey, of course, that's a great game. Splatoon 2, haven't played that in a while. Legend of Zelda, L.A. Noire, and Doom. I need to get more Switch games, but my funds are a little low right now. Okay, on the PS4, we have Until Dawn, which is a nice game. Transformers Devastation, underrated. Persona 5, still got to finish that. Got the fancy case, though. Neo, that's alright. Metal Gear Solid 5, I haven't gotten around to this, but I've taken on the stupid contest of playing them all in order. I do have them all, so I'm stuck on 3 right now. Metro Redux, good games. Jackbox Party Pack, I've literally never put this in. Sorry, John. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I like this game. It's not that good, but I like it. Gravity Rush 2, okay, I like this game and it's actually really good. Dark Souls 3, never bothered to finish. Bloodborne, finished more times than I could count. Let's do these PlayStation games back here. PlayStation 1, Jersey Devil. I played it as a kid from Blockbuster. Croc. I'm still planning to do something about 3D platformers, which is why I have some crap ones. Ripto's Rage, best Spyro game. What do we got here? Sentient. This is like a weird kind of adventure game. I've never gotten very far in it. Oh, this is in the wrong pile. Metal Gear Solid, the original. And Asteroids. This is actually a really good version of Asteroids. Okay, now we have the Xbox 360 games. Wet. Shock of all shocks, this is the same people who made Jersey Devil. It's alright. I mostly still have this because I haven't sold it back yet. I don't keep a lot of games unless I'm really into them. I just sell them back so I can buy new games. Vanquish. Wish I had a proper case for this one because the case is awesome and it's, you know, it's making a comeback, but really good game. Shadow. I bought this as just to see what it's like. I know the servers are long dead. It's actually not that horrible, but it's definitely not a Shadowrun game. Shadows of the Damned, an okay over-the-shoulder shooter. Suda 5-1 game. Saints Row 2, the best Saints Row. I prefer it over 4. Rise of the Tomb Raider. I can't believe they actually released this on the 360. It's alright. I kind of wish there was more puzzle solving and less shooting people in the face. I don't know what this is. I still haven't gotten around to this. It looks like a... I don't know, is this like a... what's the one? Oh god, Tecmo Koei. That's gonna drive me crazy. Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, good game. Another one I wish I had a proper case for. Lost Planet is a weird little game. Like, this is like an alternate universe of over-the-shoulder shooters. Lollipop Chainsaw, surprisingly good. Gears of War 2, I literally own this to play co-op with people who like Gears of War. I personally find the game incredibly dull. Far Cry 3, really like this game. I don't play games again a lot, but I come back to this one quite often. El Shaddai, it's not very good, but it's pretty. DMC, Devil May Cry, really underrated. Is there an exclusive Walmart art book? Yes, it is in there. But, no, this is a really good game. I think the combat system was really underrated. Dead Space, another game I actually come back to play a lot. Really solid. Dead Rising 2, I've heard really good things. I've never gotten very far in it. It's alright. I'm sure if I have the time, one day I'll really get into that. Darksiders 2, haven't started this because I'm still working on Darksiders. Darksiders is so boring! So boring! But I'm trying to finish the other two before I, try the third one. Crackdown, I've heard good things. I still haven't gotten around to this. There's a bunch of games that I'm sitting on, waiting until I've got, like, a free weekend. Oh my god, this stack is... I'm terrible at Jenga. Anarchy Reigns. I own this for the Platinum Games completionism. That is all. Oh, what's this one doing on the wrong stack? Alpha Protocol. What are you doing over there? This is an okay RPG. I've never finished it. Okay, let's do the Dreamcast games. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Yeah! That awesome soundtrack. Skies of Arcadia, one of the few JRPGs I tolerate. Slave Zero, third-person shooter for a game where you don't have another analog stick to control the camera. It's weird, but it's kind of cool. Shenmue, I've actually beaten this. I don't really recommend it. It's old and busted. Just play the Yakuza games. Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, I think this is technically 2. I heard this was like the definitive port of Rainbow Six to consoles. I've never really gotten very far in that. I almost beat this game, but then like I ran out of like stuff at the final boss and I just couldn't beat them, so I just was like, I think I've seen enough of the game. It's alright. Rayman 2, I don't know why people like this game so much. I don't think it's very good at all. Phantasy Star Online, I have tried to get on that private server that's still running this game, but I don't think my Dreamcast is going to be agreeable. Okay, this came with my with my Dreamcast, an NFL game and a racing game. I've never bothered to get them cases because I don't think they're very good. Wow, I forgot I owned this. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, naturally. Actually, I have a lot of problems with this game. It's the menus are just terrible. Like, when you're in the fighting, it's great, but the menus are so bad. Jet Grind Radio, love this game. Echo the Dolphin Defender of the Future is surprisingly good. Like, it sounds dumb, but it's really actually fun. Crazy Taxi, classic. Armada, I'd say it's sort of a twin-stick shooter, like, co-op MMO kind of thing. I don't know. It's alright if you've got a friend. Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. It's a Resident Evil knockoff, which is kind of hilarious. Oh my god, there's so much more to go. I may have to split this into 2 videos. Alright, we're moving on to the Wii U. We have Zombie U. Very underrated game. It's a kind of a roguelite zombie survival. Before that got terrible. Xenoblade Chronicles X. I didn't finish this. I'm still trying to power through Xenoblade Chronicles regular, but it's alright. I never got to the giant robot part. Wonderful 101. Way underrated game. This needs to get a Switch port, like, now. Really good game. And it would totally work. Like, they said it was designed to work with the Wii U tablet, but it really wasn't. I made a whole video about this game. It's pretty good, for cheap, anyway, which you can probably find at that cost. Butternut. No. Super Smash Brothers, I don't need to explain that. Super Mario Maker, I had some fun with that. And now you're stepping on my keyboard, cat. Star Fox Guard, I played a bit of this. It's kind of alright, and I got it for like $2, so, you know, whatever. Mario Kart 8, you know, the Wii U, you don't have to explain most of the library, because people know, because there's only so many games on it that are worth your time. Hyrule Warriors, oh, Dynasty Warriors, that's what I was trying to remember. Zelda Wind Waker, one of my favorite Zeldas, and I really do like the Wii U port. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is quite fun with a friend, because the other player, and the little, like, clay Waddle Dee is so cute. But yeah, the co-op partner gets a spear and can throw you around because you're just a ball. It's pretty good. I have a friend who loves to play that with me. One of the best 2D platformers I ever played. I'm actually not huge on 2D platformers. I prefer the 3D kind, but this is really good. And, oh, Bayo, I'm buying you for the Switch once I get money. Alright, I just recently got an original Xbox, so I've got, like, I've got most of the good stuff, although I don't have one that I really need. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I was a little down on the, like, just, you know, the character auto attacks gameplay, but I got into the story alright. It's pretty good. True Crime Streets of LA, GTA knockoff. Are you getting comfortable now? Weirdly enough, the game lets you skip, like, the gameplay and just see the story if you want. I don't know why they designed it that way. Shenmue 2, it's not gripping me like Shenmue 1 did, which is weird, because it's kind of the same game, but whatever. Rainbow Six 3, haven't gotten to this one yet. That's a shooter I heard good things about, though. Okay, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath is a weird-ass shooter where you, like, fire spiders at people and it ties them up like it's called a spider bola. It is a weird little game, but I really like it. You're a bounty hunter, and you can catch them alive or dead. Jade Empire, a really classic BioWare game. Really liking this. I haven't finished it, but I got about halfway through. I need to put this in to make sure this actually works. I had to take this back for buffing. I don't care for this game at all. I really don't. I play it with I have this for the same reason I have Gears of War 2. Some people like to play it co-op, and it's pretty fun co-op. Ooh, the limited edition Doom 3. I was kind of surprised how well the shooter elements worked. I haven't finished the game, but it's all right. All right, this is a flight simulator, but it's like Nathan Drake or Dark Void, but on a flight simulator. I don't know. It's pretty sweet if you would like that sort of cheesy 50s pulp aesthetic. Blink's the Time Sweeper, another one I got for the plans I had for 3D platformers. It's an interesting little game. I can't say I've ever played anything like it. I don't know if I'd say it's a really good game. Alright, Wii games. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, Wii Sports, naturally. Xenoblade, I turned the case around because it's really pretty. Working through that. WarioWare Smooth Moves, one of the greatest party games ever made. Love that. Oh, let's get Wii Sports out from under there. It's going to bring the whole stack down. Trauma Center, I haven't played much. The bit I played was alright. I don't know. I think I kind of would have preferred it on DS with the DS touchpad controls. This I wasn't loving. I feel like I should get the Thousand Year Door or whatever. This, like, platformy variant I'm not loving. Super Mario Galaxy, it's a good 3D platformer. It's not my favorite. I actually do prefer Sunshine. Surprisingly good rail shooter. I was really digging this. Smash Brothers. I have 3 versions of Smash Brothers, and I only play them when I have friends over. Okay, Spy Fox and Dry Cereal was a game I played on the computer as a kid. The humongous entertainment games like Pajam Sam and Putt Putt, and I just really like it. It's got a lot of pop culture references. This is a lot better than Rayman Legends, in my opinion. It's just a little difference in the difficulty that I don't really care for in Legends, but, I mean, they're both good, but this is a damn good 2D platformer. No More Heroes 1 and 2, haven't finished those. Nights into Dreams, weird little game. I've never played anything like it. I don't really like it. Metroid Prime 3, this was actually the first Metroid Prime I ever played, or first Metroid game. No, I played a little of, the one on the Game Boy Advance, Fusion. Mad World, fun little game. Haven't finished it. I gotta do that before I talk about it for the show. A lot of these games I haven't finished. But I have full intentions to. Twilight Princess, this was on my favorites list for a while. It's a solid game. Ugh, I got stuck on like a play the harp segment for Skyward Sword though, and I couldn't get past it, and I rage quit. Epic Yarn, I prefer Canvas Curse, but this is a cute little game. Boy and His Blob is an interesting little puzzle game, and I like that it's based on the old NES game, but it was really hard to find, actually. And now that I'm playing it again, it's alright, but the platforming's pretty weak. GameCube, Smash Brothers Melee, not my favorite Smash Brothers. 13, this is weird. I played like 2 levels, and I couldn't get into it. Finish that someday. This was my favorite until Mario Odyssey came out. I just really prefer the extra jumping mechanics you get over Galaxy. Spider-Man 2, classic. Still a really good game to just hop in and out of. Resident Evil 4, maybe I'll change my mind if I ever finish it, but I wasn't loving what I played. It's alright. I can see why it took off. Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. I really like the first Prince of Persia. So, after I finished it, I was like, I'll get this. I still haven't gotten around to it. See, I wish there were more 3D platformers like this in Mirror's Edge, where it's less about, like, oh, you jump really high. It's more about your ability to time your jumps in sort of a Sonic way. Pikmin, classic. Love it. Metroid Prime, the disc is really scratched up. I'm surprised it hasn't stopped working for me. I got another version of Wind Waker. Okay, I never had an N64, and I still don't, but this is the way I've played Ocarina of Time. Killer 7, mind trip of a game. So glad I have that. Oh, and this was another pretty tough to find, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I went halvesies, so technically Steven owns half of this game, and if I ever move out of state, he gets it, because it's much more his genre than mine. I don't have a SNES anymore, but I still have like 3 SNES games. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, favorite Star Trek, F-Zero, and Terranigma. They didn't release this in the United States. This is a PAL version. That's a weird little sort of action RPG. Alright, let's do the Genesis while we're here. I have a lot more for the Genesis, as you can see. Echo the Dolphin, Tides of Time, pretty good. Landstalker is a weird little, like, isometric game. Don't really love that. Decap Attack, I mean, it's got its own unique style. It's very Tim Burton-esque, but the platforming's pretty weak. Columns, Tetris for Genesis users. Mortal Kombat 2, the one with the blood. Streets of Rage 2, I don't know. People like these games. I've tried it. It's pretty good. Sonic 2, it's kind of hard to find the other 2 Sonics, believe it or not. Shining Force, this is basically a Fire Emblem Tactics game. Really old, but it's got a really unique art style that I really like. Shadow Dancer, Secrets of the Shinobi. I think this is Shinobi 3 or whatever. It's an alright action platformer. Alright, Phantasy Star 2. I do not like JRPGs. I'm still going to power through this no matter how terrible the map design is. Sword of Vermilion. If I'm remembering correctly, this one's kind of got like a 3D maze thing going on. I don't know, weird game. NBA Jam, of course. Gotta have that, really good game. Alright, I played this at a friend's house as a kid. It's terrible. Like, it's got some of, like, the worst old-style designs of, like, you just, like, there's no way to avoid damage. It's awful. I hate it. Castlevania Bloodlines. This was the purchase for my Genesis. This was the tough one. Really surprisingly good. And I never played one on the SNES, because, you know, never had one. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I got a couple ones back here. Yes, they came in the case. Golden Axe 2, another good, oh, Shadowrun for the Genesis. It's got the manual and oh, hang on. Yeah, it's got the manual, and it's like, you know, beat to hell, but the manual's got maps in the back. It's really nice. I really like this purchase. Because I really like Shadowrun, and it's nice to have one of the early forms of it. Flashback, this is like Another World. It's sort of a rotoscoped platformer. Weird, but, you know, pretty engaging if you, like, get into it. Rocket Knight Adventures is really fun. Okay, this is basically Mass Effect, but in 2D. It's even made by EA. Where is it? Yeah, Electronic Arts. And it's got this, like, massive... Hang on, I gotta pull it out. It's got this just massive manual with, like, short stories in it. Like, this is, like, old-school, hardcore RPG, and we're talking here, people. Is there anything else back there? No? Okay, now we're just into the PlayStation stuff. So, let's go with the PS3. God damn it. Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 3. I haven't gotten to this one yet, but I also have Yakuza 5 downloaded onto my PS3. Yakuza 4 is the best of the three, but, you know, now you get yourself like Yakuza 0 or whatever. Resonance of Fate, tough, complicated little JRPG here. Or I shouldn't say little, massive RPG. But, interesting. I like games that are unlike things I've ever played. Remember Me? Brawler with, like, memory? I don't know. You can look this game up. It's hard to describe, but it's pretty good. The original Nier. I kind of want to get the Japanese version, like, Replicant. The one with, like, the, like, anime pretty boy. I don't know. I really like this game. Ni no Kuni. Apparently I have, like, the weird case that's not all white. Ni no Kuni is tough to play. Like, I don't like that combat system at all, but I'm going to try and power through it. Metal Gear Solid 4. This is another one that's waiting until I get through Metal Gear Solid 3. The Mass Effect Trilogy box. And, yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I stopped after about 3 hours into Mass Effect 2 because my character wasn't my character anymore. They had changed everything between 1 and 2, and I wasn't having any of it. The Fancy Dancy. This was a very nice present, not president. Killer is Dead Fancy Collector's Box with all the nice stuff inside. Not a great game, but, you know, I like to try weird stuff, and Suda 5-1 is weird. Infamous 2, I also had Infamous 1, but I traded that in because this one's just better. Like, if I'm going to pop in an Infamous, it's going to be Infamous 2. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I have Shadow of the Colossus in the PS2 pile, but so I bought this for Ico. And of course, it's got the great artwork. Heavenly Sword. I like Ninja Theory, and, you know, it's not like this game's expensive to get or anything. It's not very good, though. Like, this is an early PS3 title, so... You know, God of War Collection 1 and 2. I don't really like God of War. I just have that so I can play 2. Fallout New Vegas. I know people prefer the mods you can put on the PC, but I prefer playing it with a controller. So, you know, this was the first version I beat. Enslaved Odyssey to the West, another Ninja Theory game. This is probably the best one to, like, try out Ninja Theory, apart from Senua's Sacrifice now, and this one's a little more lighthearted. Senua is a little hard to recommend. It's depressing. Drakengard 3. It's a terrible game, but it's got an interesting story, and it's Yoko Taro, so I have it. I'm debating whether I want to get the DLC. It's like $60 worth of DLC. Destiny for the PS3. The only version of Destiny where you don't have to pay a subscription service to play it. That's why I have this. I don't really much care for it. Kind of the same thing with Halo, but it's better than Halo. I'll give it that. Demon's Souls. They shut down the servers for that recently. Dark Void, the best jetpack game ever made, but still not that good. I don't know. I mean, if it's on sale on Steam or you see it on a shelf for like $3, I think it's worth $3. Dark Souls. I have it on. I played it on PC for years, but you know how bad the PC version is. So I just got this, so I just could have a more stable version that won't delete my characters. Dark Souls 2. You want to get the not Scholars of the First Sins edition because that's like hard mode of Dark Souls 2. It's overhated, but I can see why people weren't happy with it. Dante's Inferno, just beat this, and I gotta take it back to the shop because it was boring. But, you know, I beat it. Hello, you dear little monster. God, I can't get it all in frame and reach. Alright, we're just gonna start at the top. The original Yakuza, I have beaten this. I beat it on the original PlayStation. It's pretty good, but it's, you know, play a more modern version, you know, or just play the remake. Beautiful Joe 2, and I assume this is Beautiful Joe 1. I have complicated feelings about these games. Tide the Tasmanian Tiger, it's pretty crap. Not like in an offensive way, it's just not very good. The Suffering, action horror. The only other game I can think of, like, I guess Dead Space would be action horror at some point. It's pretty good. The controls are pretty jank, but it's not like anything else I've played. Sly 2 instead of Sly 1 or Sly 3, I don't know. I like the stealth platforming element. Like, you know, it's its own unique fantasy. Oh, this game is hard to play. Siren is really hard to play, but it's an interesting horror game at least. Silent Hill 4 and Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2, of course, is amazing. I'm planning to get to this one soon, but I gave this to my cousin, so I'm a little familiar with it years ago. Gonna have to make 2 stacks. God. Alright, Shinobi in 3D. Tough. Really tough game. Like, yeah, there's a lot of sections where you're supposed to wall run back and forth, and there's just bottomless pits all over the place. It's tough. Alright, then we have Shadow of Destiny. This is a weird adventure game with a live-action timer. I don't really like it. Shadow of the Colossus. I beat it in this version. It's good. Of course it's a good game. Everyone knows it's a good game. Samurai Western. Okay, the controls are a little old and jank, but it is very fun to play. And if you can find this, I do highly recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure this works on my PS2, but it's a lot like every time I've tried, it's like, oh, it doesn't run, which is like the only game it does that for. But Rogue Galaxy plays a lot like Kingdom Hearts, but with sort of a, God, I forgot the name of the game already. Pirates of the Sky aesthetic. I guess it's kind of spacey themed. Ring of Red. This is a strategy title that I've never actually played, but I'm sitting on it. I'll get to it. Ratchet & Clank 2. Personally, I think the best Ratchet & Clank. Ratchet & Clank 1 is a little better for the story, but this one, they really clean up the gameplay. Give you the ability to strafe. Primal. Weird little adventure game, but I like it. It's got really good voice acting for the time period. Persona 3 Fez. I don't know why people like this game so much. Like, I barely got through Persona 4. Pac-Man World 2. 3D Pac-Man is weird, but kind of fun. Okami, I really do like this game, but my god, is it long. I'm like at 18 hours and I'm still not done with this sucker. Metal Gear Solid 3, I have a lot of problems with Metal Gear without the really good, the radar, and this one doesn't have the radar. I get what they're going for, but I don't think the tech was there yet. Metal Gear Solid 2, I like it. It was better than 1. In terms of gameplay, not story. Don't jump down my throat. Ka-na-na-na-na-na-na. Don't need to explain that one at all. Alright, Hitman Blood Money. Ugh, this is hard to play now, but it's at least... it's worth trying. God of War, talked about that. Sega Genesis Collection. A lot of really good Sega Genesis games on this. And that saved me a lot of money on my Genesis collection, although there is a little overlap. I gotta get to Comic Zone on this. Every time I bought Comic Zone, the actual cartridge, it's just falling apart. Okay, this one's... yeah, this is God Hand. It didn't come with a proper case because I bought it online, which saved me like $30, but I'm really annoyed that I don't have a good case for it. Evergrace. This is a weird action RPG from Software, the Dark Souls people. It's interesting, I'll give it that. Fatal Frame 2, good horror game. Drakengard, the original. It's another kind of Dynasty Warriors, but, you know, you can summon a dragon, and there's dragon flying segments, so that's pretty cool. Salute to me. Devil May Cry 3. I think people have forgotten how annoying these games are to control. There's no, like, dedicated dodge button, and I don't know, like... Yeah, if you really commit to it, it's a really good combat system, but it's not friendly to anyone trying to get into it. Good adventure game. I finished this not too long ago. I really like how it's just, you save the world by taking pictures, although the idea that revealing wrongdoings to the public will change their perception and create political change is a little hard to accept now. Topical. Ape Escape 2. I grew up with the Ape Escape 1 and 2 games, and the lack of direct camera control is a little annoying now, but they've got a lot of charm and character to them. And the thing about Ape Escape 2 that blows my mind is that the voice of the main character is the lady who voices Ash from Pokemon. Your support character is voiced by Misty, and Spike from the first game... Is he? No, okay. Yeah, they bring in the hero from the first game. He's voiced by the guy who voices Yugi. So, you know, as a kid, when I was 12, that blew my mind. Oh, God. Hi, Butternut. Okay, that's everything I own that's not on Steam or Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, PS Vita game. I'm not going to do those videos, or at least not for a while, because, wow, this was more exhausting than I thought it would be.